You don't fear missing a party. You don't fear not seeing the movie when everyone else is talking about it. Not really. What you fear is that somewhere, somehow, in some version of the timeline, there's a better version of you. More confident, more successful, more loved, more fulfilled. And every time you miss out, you fear that version slips further away. FOMO isn't just about experiences. It's about identity. You fear that by not being there, wherever there is, you're failing to become who you were meant to be. And that fear? It hijacks you. Quietly, skillfully, like a whisper in the back of your mind that you don't even notice, until it's steering your entire life. But here's what's rarely said. This fear isn't modern. It's ancient. Primitive, even. Long before Instagram and TikTok, your ancestors had their own kind of FOMO. But for them, missing out wasn't social. It was survival. To be excluded from the tribe was to die, cold, alone, without fire or protection. So your brain evolved to monitor your social standing obsessively, to scan for rejection, to feel anxiety if you weren't where the group was. It was a feature. Now it's a bug. Because today, the tribe isn't 20 people gathered around a fire. It's billions of digital signals, filtered highlights, edited moments, endless scrolls of someone else's best day. And your brain, this beautifully evolved organ, built for safety, doesn't know the difference. It still reacts as if exclusion equals death, and it reacts in chemicals. Each ping, each notification, each red circle promising something new. It's a drip of dopamine, not enough to satisfy, just enough to keep you reaching, like a lab rat pressing a lever, hoping for the next pellet. Over time, that loop rewires you. It changes your tolerance for stillness. It makes silence uncomfortable. And presence, the full immersion in one single moment, almost impossible. You lose the ability to stay, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually, because something out there might be better, might be more, might be what you're missing. And then come the mirror neurons. When you see someone living their best life online, your brain doesn't just observe, it simulates. It runs their joy through your nervous system. It compares it with your own reality, and it finds you lacking. You begin to internalize other people's stories as the standard, not as inspiration, but as silent judgment. Why aren't you there? Why didn't you do that? Why does their life feel more vivid than your own? And now the fear of missing out becomes something deeper. Not just a pang of envy, but a slow erosion of identity. A disconnection from your own values, your own pace, your own truth. You chase what everyone else is doing until you forget what you ever wanted. You try to do it all, be everywhere, say yes to everything, because if you don't, you might miss your moment. But the irony is brutal. The more you chase, the more you scatter. The more you fear missing out, the more you miss yourself. You stop doing deep work. You skim, you swipe, you multitask, but you never really arrive, and eventually you burn out. FOMO doesn't make you productive. It makes you fragmented, and while you're distracted, the world is making money off your restlessness. FOMO isn't just a glitch. It's a business model. Scarcity sells. Limited time only. Don't miss this. Everyone's doing it. The economy profits when you're anxious, insecure, and endlessly chasing, because a restless mind is an obedient consumer. You keep clicking, buying, signing up, not because you need more, but because you fear being less. But there are ways to escape this. Long before the feed, long before FOMO had a name, humans found peace in stillness. The Stoics taught amor fati, the love of what is, not what could have been, not what you missed, but this, right now. Buddhists called it non-attachment. Epicurus said happiness is found not in more, but in enough. They weren't fighting algorithms, but they were fighting the same hunger, the fear of missing some version of life. And their answer wasn't to run faster. It was to stop, breathe, be. You can still do that now. You can unplug, not to reject the world, but to return to it, to rewire your attention, to remind your brain what slowness feels like, to recover the muscle of focus, to find delight in one thing, not 50. That's not laziness. It's resistance, a quiet rebellion against a system that profits from your unease. Because here's the truth. The most valuable things you'll ever know, do, or feel, they won't be broadcast. They won't trend. They won't go viral. They'll happen in unremarkable places, in still rooms, in long walks, in messy conversations, in the silence between thoughts. Moments no one else will see, but you'll remember them for the rest of your life. And maybe that's the real danger of FOMO. Not just that you're missing out on what others are doing, but that in chasing their story, you forget to write your own. So ask yourself, what if the real you has nothing to prove? What if nothing is slipping away? What if you're not behind? What if you've already arrived, but you were too distracted to notice? There's a freedom in missing out, in saying no, in choosing not to chase. It's not apathy, it's clarity, not fear, but joy. The joy of missing out. You're allowed to be at peace. You're allowed to live quietly. You're allowed to be exactly where you are.